There are now around 500,000 of them here, outnumbering those on the west coast of America. Our science editor, Rebecca Morell, reports.
They're becoming a standout feature of our forests. Giant redwoods are the biggest trees on the planet. These native Californian wonders are fast-growing and can lock up vast amounts of carbon. And now they're looming large across the landscape in the UK.
Well, these giant redwoods really live up to their name. They are suitably huge. So here are a couple of questions. How many of these trees do you think there are in their native Californian region? Well, the answer is only about 80,000. And how many giant redwoods do you think there are here in the UK? Well, you might be surprised to learn that there's an estimated 500,000, and that number is growing.
These giant redwoods were planted in Wakehurst in Sussex about 150 years ago, and it turns out that the damp British weather is good for them.
So where they grow in California is cooler and moister than you would typically envisage California, and we have a reasonably similar climate here. It's very wet, they need the moisture to grow.
So here's the next question. How high do you think these trees can grow? Well, the answer is up to 90 metres tall, but this one's not quite there yet.
The team's using lasers to measure the trees. This one's 46 metres tall. They can also calculate the tree's weight and see how much carbon is being soaked up.
They have about 10 to 15 tonnes of carbon stored in their tissues. Compared to the largest tree in California, which has about 250 tonnes of carbon stored in it, they're quite small, but, you know, these could get as big.
At Havering Country Park in Essex, an avenue of giant redwoods once provided a grand entrance for a stately home that's no longer here. These trees were the ultimate status symbol.
I see them all over the place, and they pop up in the kind of most weird and wonderful places. And I think partly they have this sort of iconic status because they are the biggest organisms on Earth, and they're some of the oldest organisms on Earth.
Final question, how long do you think these trees can live? Well, the answer to that is a very long time, more than 2,000 years.
Even in the fog, the UK's giant redwoods are hard to miss, but we still need to find out how well they'll fit into our forests and to see just how big they'll grow. Rebecca Morell, BBC News.
Now, meet